Hey everyone, Reflexive Moon here. I am just picking a deck, and I also thought it would be cool to show you my little work in progress here. We got some hair oil in the making, soaking in all the infused herbs, feeling good. I literally just greased up my whole table that I'm about to put cards down on. um, so yeah, give them a little wipe. And yeah, so today we are we are tapping into new moon energy. The moon is currently being blocked off by the sun, or sorry, blocked off by the earth in between the sun, and it's in Taurus. So I'm just trying to think now. My mind is drawing a blank. Anyways, the moon is in Taurus, and it will be moving into Gemini after this. We also are going to have a solar eclipse in the next 24 hours. So a lot of, the lights are basically going to shut off a little bit. They're going to go really, really low. So energy is really, really low for folks, especially if you are nearing your moon time. For us, life-carrying bodies. Also, if you're born around this time, if you are a Taurus, it might be a little bit extra debilitated for you. But it doesn't mean that, it's bad. It just means that, you might need to focus your energy, or try not to forget about the energy that you need to pay attention to in this time. So Taurus is a very sort of domestic sign that is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the goddess of love and pleasure. Venus as a planet is remarkable, just the science behind following the pattern of Venus and like the five-pointed flower that it makes as it rotates around the sun. I think it's every 4 years, 3 or 4 years. Don't quote me on that, but you can look it up. Venus also has different times in the day. Like it's on a cycle where it's probably about just over 9 months, it shows up in the morning as the morning star, and then it disappears for a few days, and then continues on as the evening star. So it visually also has phases as the earth blocks the sun's light, or the black body curves. And and yeah, so right now Venus is moving, and it looks almost like it's scooping up the moon because it's on a crescent, almost like the picture that you would see behind me, but the other way around. And you can try and watch out for that. Just Google, I think, Earth Sky News. There's all kinds of tips on that. But there's my little astro geek coming out in relation to astrology. And so the new moon is in Taurus. Energy will be debilitated. I'm just going to read off my little notes here that I made. Whoops. And so surrounding self-discipline in the home. So be sure that you are paying attention to what you need in order to feel good at home. So what brings you pleasure at home when you're thinking about Taurus and Venus? And Taurians are hardworking. They hold things up. Like when you think of like a bull or a cow, like they're very sturdy, and they're domestic animals, with the exception of like, the wild ones. So yeah, do something that feels good at home. Take care of your economic well-being. It's an element of Earth right now, so economic well-being can look like a lot of things. Social wealth, knowledge is wealth. So like, what are these things? Emotional well-being, like emotional intelligence is a form of wealth. Like having great boundaries, to me, is a form of wealth. And here we go. We have Temperance and the Ace of Pentacles just came up. So we have some more earth signs, raw earth energy, and, you know, do some self-care right now. This is the time for self-care. Take a bath. Radical self-care, you can look that up. You know, it's just about reflection, not feeling guilty. And I didn't even get an oracle deck prepared, but I think we're good for now. We can vibe off of this Venus energy. Oh, let's talk a little bit about the deck for a minute. Okay, so this is Christy C. Rhodes' Next World Tarot. Speaking of radical self-care, this is where you will find all of the tarot ways to go about that. I promise you. There is nothing but joy that comes from this deck for me. Even in the dark moments, I find joy that I can connect to these images, the meanings behind them. This deck was originally quite a large deck of cards. It was really difficult to maneuver with the hands, so this is much more accessible with the hands. The cardstock is a little bit, it's quite matte, so it's a little bit sticky almost. So, you know, they're not as smooth as, say, like this one here that's like super glossy. This is the Stinking Wasteland Tarot, by the way, but we can have a closer look at that one next time. We can maybe use it as a clarifying deck tonight. But I strongly suggest you invest in this book, just like the Deviant Moon Tarot book. It's a great coffee table book if you have a coffee table. I don't, but this is one of those kinds. And the artwork it's phenomenal. It's a little bit more difficult to see on the smaller cards, and I think it's important as a reader to be able to pull off effectively from this art. So, you know, you may want, when you're doing a more timely spread, to take the time and like use these images. And what I love about these cards too is that it'll show the element, the zodiac sign, and the planet that is associated with the card. So it's also, you know, accessible for your brain. I've noticed, especially my contrary brain at times, I think it was the last post that I did, or the last video I did, I completely got it wrong. It was supposed to be I put it in the first quarter, but it's the last quarter. I put it in Pisces, which is sort of true if you're following Western, but I'm trying to keep it consistently with sidereal astrology. So, you know, I just was reading into some watery energy, which is fine. When I first learned about sidereal astrology or Vedic astrology, my sun sign basically changed from Pisces to Aquarius. So I almost became a different person. But anyways, I'm still like a little bit of a cuspy. Like I can relate to both to a certain degree, but I don't know. I think like once you go Aquarius, you never go back. I don't know. At least for myself. I've been with Aquarius that I probably won't ever go back to. But I'm good with me being an Aqua sign. So let's get started. We got a little bit of a different scene here. I have my tapestry in the back and an actual table in front of me, so it's good. So I've been doing also the Moon Oracle spread and drawing the cards that are relevant to the cycle of the moon that we're currently in. So if you want to check out that on Insta, I did read a bit of it just now. That's what I had done. But if you check me out, Reflexive Moon, on Instagram, I'm also going to be streaming live on Twitch. So for all of you Twitch goers, oh, here we go. Some more Virgo for you. So our first card that I pulled for the concern is the Eight of Pentacles. So creation. And sometimes there's a key word in here too, which I love. So we have creation and sun in Virgo. So also very home, like Virgo, you know, they definitely, I have a lot of Virgo on my chart, and Virgos definitely like to keep their homes a certain way, and, you know, are almost boring about, like, just their domestication, but it's still really pretty. Like, not basic, but routine. And I really personally should be tapping into that. It's just, it is what it is. So I think, not to make this into myself, which I seem to be doing, my energy, like, this is new moon. I'm like a little bit extra tired right now, so bear with me. So creation, the Eight of Pentacles. So the eights have to do with, I'm just going to pull up the eights have to do with the need to balance stability and success. We're at the stage of completion. And as you can see, these folks here, another thing I love about this is, like, this deck is so inclusive. It's redonkulous. It's all genders, all races, all sexualities. It's super punk. I'm not really, I don't really subscribe to punk culture, but I am an appreciator of this magnificent art. So here we have these two fabulous individuals who are a team, and they have stacks of paper. They are potentially writers, creative writers. They just have, like, a serious operation. They have a serious operation happening right now. And they are balanced as a team. They're doing it as a team. So maybe this speaks to, you know, you finding a great business partner, or you coming to the realization that that is something that you need, which is totally okay. It's so, if you're like a one-person show, sometimes a one-person variety show is, you know, there's stuff going on behind the scenes. Like, you need to have your manager or your supportive person, especially if you have family, you know, when we're thinking about the home and all things domestic. And if you're a single parent and you have the means to get a person to help you, so we were talking about social wealth earlier. I mean, if you can afford to pay somebody fair wages, that's great. Maybe you need to reach out and ask your family, and I know that's difficult right now, especially for folks that are trying to really abide by those lockdown rules that are lifting where I'm at soon, hopefully. And maybe you're just afraid to have somebody around, and for all kinds of reasons. But this really speaks to honing in all of your maker, creative type energy, you know, and thinking about, like, wealth and sustaining a situation like that. You know, it's all about, like, knowledge, having the tools and the skills. So that, you know, that's definitely Pentacle energy as well. All right. And okay, so that's crossed with the Death card. I believe that's a self-portrait of Christy there. It definitely looks a little bit like them. So we have the sign of Scorpio, the element of water. Water is life, ruled by Mars. Fiery energy, life-taking energy, but with the taking of life also comes rebirth. So something needs to come to an end, or something is about to come to an end. And maybe it is the one-person show that's about to come to an end. Maybe you just need to change your not routine, but change your situation. So this situation either requires a change or it is just about to change, whether you see that it requires a change or not. I find that when it comes to the death card, it like sort of stings you and you really almost have no choice in the situation. So yeah. Seven of Pentacles. So that's a bit of a challenge, you know. That's a bit of a challenge. We've got our elder little artisan selling all the fabulous, I want to say, like, it's not costume jewelry, it's like their artwork. But it's their craft. And the sevens, you know, talk about the ending of a cycle, and maybe same thing. So the ending of a cycle. So maybe it's a new project. Some type of new project that like just, it looks like it's time to move on to something different potentially. Because, or maybe like letting, if you have too many things happening, maybe letting one of those things go. And then we have the Six of Swords reversed. Mercury in Aquarius. And passage is the theme. So moving into a place of restoration and harmony. And it's reversed. I always think it's good when the swords are reversed, because when they're upright, it's always like super conflict and self-loathing. And I'm just gonna look it up though. Let's have a quickie here. Okay. Passage. Six of Swords. Okay. So the Six of Swords is a rite of passage, a peaceful intersection of purple clouds subtle mist, and hope. She represents the clarity that comes after fighting, isolation, and the journey of the swords. So that's totally applicable. So she's been around the block. She's been around the block. You know, been, I don't want to say scammed, but treated poorly potentially. Just been in toxic work environments, maybe toxic home environments, which totally could speak to, you know, the need for change, of letting things go, of new beginnings in terms of developing the skill required to run a business effectively. And Venus just showed up. So we are moving through this as we speak. Yes, there is partial nudity. It is tasteful. So the Empress is completely related to this Eight of Pentacles. Now Venus and Virgo don't really Venus probably finds Virgo a boring place to be because Venus is all about pleasure and Virgo is, the virgin. So, I mean, virgins can have great amounts of pleasure. That's not really the issue. It's just Virgo seems boring to Venus. Venus is like a bit more of a partier. But anyways, the Empress is also possibly a partier. She's got quite a fire lit there for everyone. The Empress is abundant. The Empress basically, whatever she touches grows. She is the embodiment of feminine energy. They are the embodiment of life-carrying energy. So they have a very strong capacity to create. And that's you. You have the strong capacity to create. You have the ability to grow. Maybe this is about, Venus, the woman's star, is actually the same amount of time as the gestational period. So this could be a time of birth, like literally. There could be a baby that you are interested in giving birth to, or fostering life in that way. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually giving birth to that baby, but life could be coming your way to take care of. What else? Metaphorically, the Eight of Pentacles, death, they definitely are like part of that circle. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Mercury in Virgo. Security. So the Ten of Pentacles, it comes to a place. Lunar cycles again with cycle of Venus. The Ten of Pentacles is holding on to all of your wealth, maintaining your wealth, legacy. This person has some skills. The show goes on with this one. What I love about this too is this person is, they're walking the line, they're on a tightrope. It's quite risky, but they're above all of the buildings in the city. Like, they are above the city. They are above all of this, I don't want to say wealth, but like all of these all represent assets to me. And whether or not they belong to this person physically, like this person is above all of this development. They are higher than the development because they have this knowledge of the cycles, of all of the celestial, spiritual, everything. So literally has nothing to do with money and everything to do with the peace of mind that is keeping you balanced on this line. Love that. And then we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Thank goodness we have another sword reversed. But I don't know. So this could be a blockage of mental energy that is not really. So this card is labeled as the root of action. And if it's your attitude, it could be that your attitude is blocked. It's blocking your ability to become, this machine of production. Not machine, but this team. And I don't know, it could be just because like when you get with somebody, when you're in a relationship with somebody, that also is kind of like it's not a job, but it's definitely something that you have to work at and maintain. You know, like even I hate the word marriage. It kind of makes me want to barf, but marriage and having a partner, you're a team. And there's something that's blocking like something about your attitude that's blocking your ability to be successful as a team. So your attitude's got to go. Cuz you're here. Like you got what it takes to keep yourself busy till the end. Content. The whole big picture is you got what it takes to keep yourself afloat. Because you've been through some stuff. It sits with you. And maybe this, whatever sits with you from being around the block a few times, maybe that's what's impacting your attitude, and you have to do that inner work. Place of growth, doing that inner work. That's where we're coming from. So grow what it is to be at home within yourself. Content at home within yourself. I've done some workshops that are being comfortable about like being centered in your body. And if I am savvy enough, I can't remember what it's called. It's not like cranial sacral. It's just about centering your body. And we have the 8s again here. And here we are talking about emotions. 8 of Cups. So back to the 8s, where balancing stability and success. Stability plus success equals sustainability. So what brings you emotional sustainability? This person is free AF. They are like riding their bicycle through the sky. Talk about dreams. I got some bike dreams like that. Saturn in Pisces. This is called abandon. So just out of this world. So this, being able to escape, finding your outlet, whatever helps you escape. Riding a bike is a great way to escape. That was my jam. It still is. I just need to get back into it, but truly. Some type of way to get yourself out there where you feel the wind in your face and you're in control. And where you can just sort of let everything go for the time that you're doing this activity. So it's mood altering. It is good mood. It is healthy mood altering activity. So the balance here is getting back to the real world. And, you know, this person they're in the air, they're floating, they're in their own world. This is still a grounding activity. The actual act of being on a bicycle. So the way that others see you is having this capacity, or maybe they see you as abandoning a situation when you're just doing what you need to do to go through this cycle. of whatever it is that needs to end within you. This stagnant energy. So it might be a good idea to, if anybody is worried, or whoever's in your life, just to come back, go back to them. Come back down to earth. I know the sky and the stars and everywhere else but the planet seems like a better place to be right now for so many folks. But it's good. Okay, the Queen of Cups. The Throne of Emotion. So here we are dealing with emotion again. This wanted to come up reverse, but I was just like, no. I'm going to manipulate this card. Just very much what a Queen of Cups would do. The Queen, this Queen is the Queen of emotional manipulation. But she is also the queen of so many good things. She is the queen of emotional intelligence. She's the queen of balancing her masculine and feminine energy. They will keep the Kraken at bay and have some tea with it. This queen is a lover of animals, a lover of things that are beautiful and colorful and give you all the warm fuzzies. Don't cross this queen though, because it will release the Kraken. They will release the Kraken. Your crossing will release the Kraken. So that's your hopes. That's your hopes, is to grow and develop your emotional state, the emotional aspect of yourself. So there's the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual components of who we are. And this is ruling your emotions. This queen is very nurturing, just like the Queen of Pentacles can also be very nurturing. The Queen of Pentacles can also over-nurture themselves. And the Queen of Cups can also be super narcissistic and emotionally manipulative. It's, especially if there's like any airy elements involved. Excuse me. Oh, someone wants to cut me off from speaking right now. Anyways, finally, we have the Wheel of Fortune. All the things. Jupiter energy, fire energy, Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is so great and independent, and they have that fiery creative energy. It just comes natural. Also very detached. You know, this queen can be very clingy. So this speaks to just having boundaries with what your path is. And that's so critical to this situation that we have here, right? You know, this team only works with boundaries. This team only works when all of them are good with where they're at. When they know that they're on the right path and they're confident in their ability to get through this project. So having the confidence to get through, to get the work done, having the confidence to meet the needs of what the work entails, and going through whatever process that you need to go through in order to develop yourself and get rid of the blockages. Because you know where you stand. You've been here before. It's just a matter of doing the work to get it done and tapping in, coming back down to earth and tapping into what you're capable of. Okay, so that's all for now, and I look forward to spending time reading for you all again in the near future. We will be doing the first quarter, which I think is going to be in Gemini, but I'm totally could be wrong. And yeah, I'm really excited to continue doing readings for you folks, and please, I appreciate you for sticking around. If you could hit that like button and perhaps subscribe or leave a comment on, what you may think I will do. I will most likely respond at this time. So yeah, let's interact a little bit. I look forward to that. Take care.